Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. I'm going to be doing something a little bit different today. I have recently taken up budgeting, and I know that that sounds like a really strange hobby to have, but I found myself really enjoying it. Not because I need to, like I'm pretty good with my money. I don't have any debt. I always have a little bit left over when next paycheck rolls around, but I found that just this is my first time like actually sitting down with the cash and doing it, but I've noticed that it kind of just puts things into perspective, and it's nice to have a visual to see where all of my money is going. I did try to film a video a few days ago showing you the breakdown of my budget, and it came out as a time lapse. So I'm really hoping that this video actually works and doesn't do this to me again. So I'm gonna just give you a little bit of a rundown, show you what I have here, show you my numbers for this pay period, and go ahead and stuff my cash envelopes. So as you can see, I have this sheet here. These are my real numbers. This is just a budget. It's just my little cheat sheet, samples of how much my bills cost every month, my sinking funds, and my life raft funds, if you will. And it's just an ideal sort of estimate. Obviously, it's not going to be exact every single pay period because I do work in retail part-time, and my shifts are constantly changing, so my paycheck is always different. Let's just get into what I had for this pay period. So I'm going to try and hold this up so that you can see it. This is today's date. It's August 31st, and this is the pay period for September 1st to 13th. I get paid again on September 14th, so I will have new numbers for that week. So this is just the bills that I have for right now. As you can see on here, I have quite a few more that aren't going to be paid this pay period. They'll be paid next pay period. So this is the list of all of my funds and my actual numbers, when it was paid, what I budgeted for sinking funds, and how much I'm actually putting in. And on this side, I have my life raft funds, which I've just called other for now, and it's just emergency spending and savings. I'm going to be flipping back and forth a lot because this is just a generic notebook that I got for 97 cents at Walmart. And it's not fancy or anything, so there's no point in showing you what it looks like. So I don't know if you can see this, but I'm trying to make it so that you can sort of kind of see, even though it's not directly on top. So all of my monthly expenses are mostly fixed expenses, so I know how much they're going to cost, with the exception of my subscription boxes, and that's only because they're American subscription boxes and I live in Canada, so the exchange rate fluctuates all the time, which means that they're going to cost something different every month that I get them. So I budget out. I've been getting these for anywhere between 6 months and a year, so I know how much to budget each time. My IPSY subscription is never more than $19, so I've budgeted out $20 for my IPSY. Universal Yums I've had for about 5 months. It's never more than $24, $23, so I've budgeted out $25 for that one. Device protection comes with my phone. Technically it should be part of my phone bill, but for some reason it comes out before my phone bill is due. It's only $8.39, but I've budgeted $8.50 just to be on the safe side. Netflix is $10.99, so I've budgeted $11. My credit card, every month, I don't know, I wrote $150 here, but it should be $300. My MasterCard is a really low limit credit card. just because I've had debt in the past and I've recently paid it all off and I don't need to acquire more debt. So I have a very low limit credit card. $300 I can pay off every month if I want to do it that way. 150 bi-weekly, whatever, it works. It's cheap, it's affordable. I can do it. My minimum payment is only $10, so even more affordable, and I'm building credit while I'm doing it. So that was just the cheapest option for me. Also the smartest option as well. And my Fido phone bill, I usually budget $70 for that every month because it's usually about $66, $67 a month, but this month it was actually only $57, which is really nice. It gave me a little bit of wiggle room for the rest of my expenses. So that's what I had budgeted, and these are the due dates for all of those. Down here, these all came out today. These all came out today, so I know how much they were, with the exception of Netflix. I know it's going to be $10.99. It should come out tomorrow or Monday. It is a long weekend, so we'll see if it comes out later or not, but I've just left that blank for now because I haven't paid it yet. But it's in there, I know it's coming out, I know how much it is, it's budgeted, everything is fine. So my IPSY this month was $20.06, my Universal Yums was $22.81, device protection, $8.39, like I said, that's a fixed expense. Netflix will be a fixed expense as well. My MasterCard, I only put on $10 this pay period because my paycheck was much, much lower than it usually is. Because I've been very busy the last 2 weeks. I had to take some time off. I just wasn't able to work as many hours as I normally do. So I had a smaller paycheck naturally. But fortunately, I had quite a bit left over from my last pay period, which brought everything up to about $650. So I had quite a little bit of room there to work with my budgeting and expenses, and in the end I ended up having more than I needed anyway. So as long as I can afford all of my monthly expenses, my bills, I'll be perfectly fine. All of this only comes out to $470 a month. That's like everything, that's not just this. If we look at this, I've got medical, what else do I have in here? An RBC, my banking, monthly fee is on here. I have an Apple storage, which is only $1.35, but it's still a bill. And that's pretty much it. If you're curious, I don't pay rent and I don't pay like utilities or anything because I live with my boyfriend, and he makes significantly more than I do. So he handles the rent, he handles utilities, hydro, gas, electricity, everything that is like a big bill, he'll pay for, and I pay for all of the little things like Netflix, and that kind of thing. So that's just what works for us. Obviously, everybody's expenses are going to be different, but that's what mine look like. My sinking funds here for this month, I've decided to only fill in 4. Normally I have 8 of them. I'll just go through them really quickly. Gas is something, it's Michael's truck. We share a vehicle. I pay for gas when I drive it, and he pays for insurance and everything else, which is also really nice. Gas, I budget about $80 a month, but I just filled it up. I still have 3/4 of a tank. I know I'm not going to be needing to fill it up again this month. Well, maybe later in the month, but not for the next 2 weeks. So for now, I'm just going to leave it. It's fine. Groceries, travel, I have some very expensive trips coming up, so I'm definitely going to be putting some money into my cash envelopes for that. Toiletries, that's anything pertaining to like shampoo, bathroom stuff, whatever. Date night and activities, Michael is still gone for work for the next couple of weeks, so I won't be filling that envelope this pay period, but I'll probably put in something next pay period. Gifts, I know I'm going to be needing to fill my cash envelope for gifts because we have a trip in November, and I'll be leaving my job the first week of November. So I'm definitely going to be needing to save up for this. I'm just going to be doing gift cards this year because it's the easiest thing to do and it's cheaper. So that's what I'm going to be budgeting for. I do have a fish and a couple of snails. They're very, very low maintenance. They have everything they need right now. I don't need to budget for them this month, but I will be putting in $10 a month when they start to run low on something. But I know they're going to be good for quite a while, so I don't need to do anything for them right now. And school savings, I am doing like independent studies at the moment, but I do know that at some point in the future, hopefully near future, I'll be going back to school, like university, preferably full time. But for now, like because I'm still doing my like independent studies and I'm still working on that, I'm not going to worry about filling this envelope until I've finished that and I've gotten my certificate and whatever else. So I do have school savings on here just so that I know that I do want to start filling an envelope at some point, but for now I'm just going to leave it alone. My Life Raft funds are just an emergency fund, my savings account, and some spending money. And an emergency fund, I'm going to be filling an envelope for that. My savings account is going to stay in the bank. So because I live in Canada, we do not have like $1 and $2 paper bills. We don't actually have paper money at all anymore. Everything's plastic. Our $1s and $2 are loonies and toonies, and they're coins. So that makes it really difficult. So what I've decided to do for myself is to just kind of take out things in increments or whatever of like 20s, 10s, and 5s, and leave all of the change in my bank account and put it into my savings. So I do budget for $50 a month for my savings, but anything that is left over at the end of whatever I have budgeted for this pay period will go directly into my savings account. So that's how it's going to work for me. Spending money, I give myself a $50 budget every week, which is pretty generous. So $200 a month. I'm going to try to stick to that so I'm not pulling cash out of every other envelope because I tend to be a pretty impulsive person. I'm the kind of person who likes to swipe my debit card and my credit card and not really worry about how much I'm spending. And then I have buyer's remorse afterwards, so I figured this was a good little system for me to have just to keep things in perspective, to know where my money is going and how I'm spending it and if I'm spending it wisely. Okay, so for this pay period, my paycheck was $375. In the end, I ended up with $643, so I had quite a bit of room to play around with things. So all of my bills have been paid off for this month, which left my cash balance at $475, which was really, really nice. It sounds really low, but I don't have a lot of like really expensive bills or anything, so I'm really fortunate in that kind of area. It left me a lot of room to put my money where I wanted to put it. So I'm going to go through this later once I start stuffing my envelopes. I want to show you my planner. I picked this up at Winners, which is the Canadian equivalent of TJ Maxx. And it's just, I don't know if you can see this. It's just like a little planner. It says Let's Go 2019. I'm not crazy about the cover, but I love the spread on the inside. It's just going to work really well for me. And I love these like rings. I did look into Happy Planner, and I do eventually plan to get one as long as I like stick to this. This is an 18-month planner, and it's going to last me until the end of 2019. So for now, I'm going to fill this up. When I'm finished with this, I hope I can get one of those Happy Planners. If it's still popular at the time, we'll see how it goes. But for now, this is going to work just fine. So this is just the entry page. It comes with a whole bunch of stickers, which I really love. There's a note page here. Just some really cute sort of like glossy stickers. I'm more of a fan of like the paper feeling stickers when it's like labels like this so you can write on them easier, but it is what it is. Every month has like this cute little like divider, which is really cute. We're in September now, so this is what it looks like for me. I've covered up, this is like a goals list, and I've just covered it up with a sticker and wrote bills. And these are all of my bills. I was kind of silly and didn't put them in order, so they're not really in any order. And then I just put a label here that says sinking funds. And then over here it says September goals, and I just put a sticker. I got these really cute like happy planner sticker books, and I have 2 of them, and a 3rd one is coming in the mail. I got them on Amazon for like 20 bucks, so about $10 cheaper than you can get them at Michael's, which is really, really nice because they're expensive little sticker books. This is my spread for the month. It's not completely finished, but over here I have another little sticker. It says goals right here, and I just put a sticker that says think big, start small. This is a stat holiday. It's Labor Day. So I put a sticker for how many hours I worked that day. On this side, I wrote down my cash balance that I pulled out of the bank today, which was $475. I have payday stickers for my next pay periods. And then just right here is just like a fancy little sticker that says make the magic happen. And that's pretty much all I have in here so far. I have the days that my bills are due. So here's Netflix on the 3rd. It is usually due on the 2nd, but because the 2nd is a Sunday, it should come out on the Monday. If it doesn't, it'll be coming out on the 4th. I have my MasterCard here, the date that my minimum payment is due. I've already paid this, but I haven't filled it in yet just because I might add some more money into here later. I don't know yet, but it's definitely a possibility. I get paid again the day after it's due anyway, so I might just leave that alone for now. I have a banking fee due on the 18th, which is only $11, but it comes out automatically. Vacation starts on the 23rd. I have a cruise coming up to Alaska. My embarkation time is 12 o'clock noon. I put a little vacation sticker here, and I just outlined it. Let's see what else I have in here. My FIDO bill is due on the 24th. That'll be for September's bill. And my MSP, which is Canadian Medical Premium, it's like a copay, is due on the 26th. I think now it is on hold because I think it's being changed, just because my income has changed over the last year. So I don't know if I still have to pay that, but I'll be getting something in the mail, so I'll know. But it won't be, it's usually $23 a month, but I think it's going to be going, I don't know if it's going up or down, but it's changing anyway. And then I put a little sad face sticker here because this is the day that I come home from the cruise, which is really sad, but that's okay. I have another one coming up in November, which I obviously haven't put in stickers for yet because we're not even in October yet. We've just started September. So at the back of this is another little note page, and I just put a little label sticker that says don't forget, and these are like all of my monthly expenses. This was sort of like my first run through, so it's a little bit messy. I think next month it'll be a little bit neater, but this was sort of just me playing around. Obviously you can see there's a lot of whiteout on here, but that's okay. It adds character, and I like it that way. So I've just sort of highlighted all of the important things. All of my budgeting is in blue. My monthly expenses are in pink, and that's just sort of how it works. So that's sort of just like what my spread looks like. This will be my planner for all of my budgeting. I'll be decorating it with all of these stickers. And I want to show you the cash envelopes that I have. So these here are my cash envelopes. I made these myself. They're just scrapbook paper and laminating. I don't have a machine, but I've just got that like self-laminating stuff, which isn't the greatest, but it serves its purpose. So I'll just go through these with you really quickly. This is all of my monthly expenses. So here I have Universal Yums. I've just gone and put like a label on it with my label maker. I have a FIDO, and some of these are actually like I made them with double-sided paper, so they're so fun on the inside. They're like colorful, and they're all different. This one's got stuff on the inside too. So that's my FIDO. This is my Netflix envelope, and it has flowers on the inside. This is my MasterCard. This one also has a fun design on the inside. My banking fee. This one has stripes on the inside. This one is not double-sided, but it's for my school savings. This one is for my Apple storage, and it also has a design on the inside. This one is for IPSY. This is double-sided paper, but I think I accidentally cut off like the design on the inside, so that's okay. So those are all of my monthlies. Obviously, I'm not going to fill them all up, just the ones that I've decided to budget for this pay period. This is all of my like important ones. This is my gas envelope, my groceries envelope, my toiletries envelope. This is date night envelope, my gifts envelope. This one is for the fish and the snails, and it's double-sided, but it's just green on the inside. I had to make this one, the one for the fish and the snails, because it reminds me of Yoshi egg. Don't ask me why. I think that it just matched for some reason. And this is my MSP envelope. This one is also double-sided, and it's got like the outside of the Fido one on it. So those are all of my like sinking funds, I guess you would call them. And then I have, yeah, sorry, these ones are my sinking funds, and then these ones are like my important ones that I'm going to be keeping in my backpack. So I have my, well, this travel one is obviously going to stay here because I don't need to be taking that around with me, but I have it labeled travel here and Alaska cruise up here. Michael and I go somewhere at least once every year, so this top label will be changing. We're going 2 places this year within like 3 months of each other. So we've got the Alaska cruise coming up at the end of this month in like 3 weeks, which I really need to be saving for because I have nothing saved up for it yet. And then after the cruise in the middle of November, just after I leave my job, we have Disneyland, we have Hawaii, and we have Vegas all on like one trip. So I'll be saving for those ones really quickly. Those are going to be like my priority for the moment. This is my spending money envelope. This one's also double-sided. My savings envelope, again, double-sided. And my emergency fund envelope. That is not double-sided. So those are all of my cash envelopes. I'm only going to be filling a handful of them today. And so I'm just going to set this up really quickly, and I'll come back and catch you in a second. Okay, so I'm back, and I have all of my money laid out here, and all of my envelopes that I'll be stuffing today right here. And we'll just get started, and I have my little, my little notebook here to tell me how much is going in each envelope. And we're going to start with the groceries, and I have budgeted for $45 this pay period, so 2 20s into 5. And make sure these are all the right way. I know everybody like online is like super like fussy about the way that their money looks. I truly don't care as long as they're like in order, like by like 5s, 10s, and 20s. So there's $45 in here. I just made up like these little sheets on the back to tell me the month and then like how much is coming in or out. And I just got a pen here. It is September 1st. September 1st. And I've added $45. Okay. So that one is done. The next one is travel. So I normally budget $100 per month for travel, but because this is coming up so quickly and I have nothing saved up, I'm going to be putting in $220. So 1, 2, and 20. That one is finished, and now I have toiletries. I normally budget $15 per weekly cycle. Oh, sorry. With travel, I normally budget $200 a month, which would be $100 bi-weekly. But I've put in $220 this pay period because I have one coming up. So toiletries, I budget $30 a month, which would be $15 bi-weekly. I'm putting in $20 this month because I know I have some things that I need to grab pretty quickly, and I don't know if they're going to last me 2 weeks. $20. That one is finished. The next one I have here is gifts. I normally budget $25 bi-weekly, so $50 a month. I'm going to be putting in $40 because, again, I don't know, like how much paychecks I'm going to have by Christmas. I'm going to stop getting paid mid-November because if I leave the first week, then I'll only get one more paycheck after that. So I need to be budgeting wisely with this as well. $40. Okay. Next one is my emergency fund, which is on the next page. So I'm sticking to everything that I've budgeted for with these. So I budget $100 a month, which is $50 per pay period, which is what I'm going to be putting in here. $50. Okay, and my spending money should be $100. So let's just check and see. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, and 100. Perfect. So that's all going to go into my spending money envelope. Okay. Okay, so all of my envelopes are stuffed. So I'm gonna do like a rollover kind of system. So anything that's left over in those envelopes at the end of this pay period will stay in those envelopes. I know some people like to take it out and recount everything and then just disperse it that way. I'm not gonna do that. I just think that, well, I mean, I might do that if it seems like it's the more logical thing to do at the time, but my plan is to just let everything roll over. When I go on my trips, my spending money and my travel money will combine, so I'll be taking my spending and my travel money at the same time. Everything else is obviously going to stay here. So that's pretty much all I have for you today. This video is quite long, but I kind of just wanted to get everything like in here and out of the way. I'm not doing this for any like debt reason. I'm just doing it because I think it's fun. I know that's kind of weird, but I find it very relaxing, if you will. I find it very satisfying. I love watching other people stuff their cash envelopes as well. So I'm going to keep doing this for the foreseeable future. If I ever stop liking it, I'll stop doing it, but I don't see that being the case anytime soon. So I hope that you liked this video, you guys. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below. Let me know what you'd like to see in the future. If there's any like tips and tricks that you use that have worked for you, I'd love to hear about them. So thanks again, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.